Hello, and welcome to the Joy Corner. I'm Carol DeChaine, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters and Marconics multidimensional energy practitioner and your life coach. Every time I do the Joy Corner, I always try to help you find a few moments to connect to your true self so that you can bring more joy into your reality and your life. Today, the I Am affirmation I'm working with is a little longer than normal. It is, I release the fears that hold me back and feel at peace. You might just want to do the first part. I release the fears that hold me back. But I like to say and feel at peace because normally when you release something, you don't want to leave a void behind and other fears will just rush in. You want to be able to feel at peace or joy or whatever you want to pull into the void that you're creating by releasing something. Sometimes we just feel relief, but then something else will rush right back in again. So take control and have the power to choose whatever you want to put back into that void, that place where once you release your fears, what happens then? As always, we're going to say it together 3 times. Take that breath, say it, feel it as your truth right now, and then breathe again and feel it moving through your entire being. And we'll do that 3 times. And when you want to do it on your own, don't do it more than once or twice a day, saying it 3 to 5 times, because you don't want to take the power away from the I am affirmation. And you might find that after you say it a while, if you create something that's a little weird, you might want to stop and go, what have I been saying and how is my reality looking? Maybe I need to adjust the I am affirmation. Maybe I'm not being clear to my subconscious. Maybe it comes out kind of weird or it's a little different than what you wanted. And just because you think you know what you want, watch what you say because you don't want to use any negative words in your I am affirmation. You don't want to use words that are futuristic. You don't want to use words that are anything about someone else. You wanted to make it about. That's why I call it an I am affirmation instead of just an affirmation. You want to be about yourself, present moment, a powerful one, but make sure that it is the words that really give you goosebumps or whatever, so you know that this is one that's going to work for you. All right, it is, again, since it's long, let me say it again before we repeat it together. I release the fears that hold me back and feel at peace. So let's take that breath. Maybe close your eyes if you can. And let's say it together. I release the fears that hold me back and feel at peace. And breathe it and allow it to be your truth. And then breathe it in again, feeling it going through your entire being. Let's say it again. I release the fears that hold me back and feel at peace. And this is your truth right now. And feel it moving through every bit of your body, all the way down to your toes and to your fingertips, and being your truth. And one more time. I release the fears that hold me back and feel at peace. As you feel this being your truth, if there's something else that comes up, be aware. Feel it moving into every part of your being. And many times, when we do an I am affirmation, we might have a negative thought, or we might have just a thought or an idea that comes to mind. So look at that. Don't just throw it away and push it out of the way. Realize that sometimes the deeper fears show up, the deeper issues while you're doing I am affirmations because you're saying, this is true. And you go, what about this? So your subconscious will go, wait a minute. Remember this thing? This is what you really need to work on because the layer on top is not going to change what's happening underneath. So you might want to work on the lighter levels, or you might want to go, oh, that's interesting. Ah, that's what the problem truly is. And then you use a different I am affirmation or different inflections, different words, or maybe it's totally different, or maybe it's just adjusting it a little bit in order to get at the deeper issue. So don't push it aside. Be aware that it's a gift that comes to you when you end up with a different idea than what you think you were working on. So by all means, make sure that every time you do it, that you really feel it as your present moment. This is your truth right then, because if you can talk your subconscious into believing, oh my God, this person thinks this is their truth and that's not what I've been showing them, I guess I better do something about it. The universe starts lining up to confirm what you want, what you're saying in your I am affirmation. So be aware that sometimes those validations roll in, whether it's a negative validation that says, this isn't your truth, to the positive, what, oh, yes, we do believe that now. If it's what you consider negative or the opposite of what you want, just look at what shows up, because you can play around with that then and say, oh, okay, I need to do this instead, or I need to do that instead. And it's a gift. So be happy that those opportunities show up, even if they seem like you're going backwards sometimes, because they are great opportunities and gifts to be able to make additional changes and maybe a way that is much deeper than what you thought you were working on. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm Carol DeChaine, and if you'd like to know more about me, about Marconics multidimensional energy, life coaching with me, or knowing about my podcast, Connect to Joy, that's connect the number 2, joy, you'll find all that information on my website at connecttojoy.com. And you can also follow me on Instagram under, you got it, Connect to Joy. Until next week, please know that you are already enough to have that joyful, limitless life that you desire. And so releasing those fears, you can feel that peace. You just need to give yourself permission.